Big yawn. Alright, so hey guys, if you're just watching this or if you're just dropping in, today's stream isn't really going to be too gameplay focused, just like the last ones haven't been, but I get chat up on my phone. So what I am planning on doing is basically hockey tier list. Bruh, get the no, I'm trying to make a channel. I'm trying to make an intro for the video. The first thing, no, just stop. Just threw me off. Oh, okay. Let me try that again. I fucking can't. I can't. Why? Why would no? Intro's cooked. Yes, yes it is. Thank you very much for that. Okay. So, alright, intro time. So, today's not going to be too gameplay heavy, as the last streams haven't been. It's just been more me talking to you guys about things related to Nioh 3. And so, today I'm trying to basically figure out how I want to plan out Nioh 3 content. So a lot of today, I imagine, will be me talking about some things, me shooting some ideas off of you guys, and you, of course, giving me some ideas yourself. For this, I'm not necessarily going to go to Reddit like I have in the past streams, but I'm instead going to kind of go into the comment section of my YouTube channel to kind of talk about some of the things I'm thinking about. And yeah, like, so if you have put any YouTube comments whatsoever in my channel and you want me to bring it up and we can talk about it, I'd be happy to do so. So like, I'll be doing that. So Gaki tier list is, I will tell you, is not planned. It will never be planned. There isn't, look, just no. Just, did you not see the video, the short today? What Gakis deserve? Did you not see that? Okay. Did you not see that? I ain't doing shit when it comes, no. They all deserve to die. Every single one. So, that's happening 100% of the time. Every Gaki will die. Every Gaki will get murdered. I will eliminate their existence every single time. Odachi, Depsy, Underworld? Yeah, I can, like, when I play today, I can use the Odachi. I'm cool with that. But yeah, like, speaking of Odachi, I might as well bring it up since now I'm curious. Alright, so yes, I support total Gaki death. All of them deserve to die. Like, not even a single one deserves to be alive. Alright, I'll play Odachi. What do I want to play in second? Sure, Kusa, why not? When I look at Odachi's moveset, man, I really do hope that in Nioh 3, that like Waking Winds, they do bring back stuff like Twin Moons, because the Waking Wind stuff is not something I particularly enjoyed about the Odachi, but I also never was particularly good with it either. So even like the skill mod, like, wasn't that like cool. Give us Saito double Twin Moons. Oh, you know, that may be possible. That'd be so dope. Hey, what's up? For every pro Gaki comment, there must be an anti-Gaki, total Gaki death comment. No, stop. Hey, yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Hope everyone is doing well too. Gosh. So satisfying. No, too slow. Oh. Yeah, I think. Oh, let me kill this thing and then I'll pick up where I left off. Gosh, I love that. All right, one more kill. Yo, hey. Doesn't really work that well. I'll try something else. Come here. That works. Alright, I have one more thing I'll try. Oh! Dude, charging bull! Oh my god. Oh, charging bull is so frustrating. How much key damage does it do? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Like nothing. I think crashing waves does a lot more. Does so much break damage. Does like nothing otherwise. My character looks like Virgil. That is intentional. Oh. Like, oh, come on! Dude, you do like no, nothing. Bruh, even with Masterful Slice, you still suck? For real? I just feel embarrassed. Alright, whatever. Anyway, I had a complete tangential train of thought there. Okay, let me catch up with chat once again. Okay, so... yeah, when it comes to Nioh 3 ideas, I'm thinking less of the actual ideas and more of the direction I want to take my content. That's one of the biggest things. Okay. So, I've been getting some feedback from people in my channel, and so that's kind of what I'm working on, is just trying to like plan that out, decide that. So it's very much just like an idea phase. So I'll talk more about that in a moment. Alright, so Kaiten, you're saying, I actually played Nioh 2 yesterday after a 4 months pause. I really just then realized why it is so much more superior than the other Team Ninja RPGs. High hopes for Nioh 3. Same! And then Golden, you are replaying Nioh 1 to remember more of the history. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Trying to find out possible Nioh 3 hints. Very well, yeah. Takeda Shingen. So, there's that. So I think so Ancient Bear was mentioning give us Saito's double twin moons. I think that might be possible. Assuming that twin moons is mapped to like a individual directional input. So if it's like forward triangle, for example, then during Arts proficiency, we can chain it. We can go, we can do that, which would be really cool. If it's a high stance only combo ender thing, then I don't think we'll be able to do that. But yeah, you bet. You bet that I want to be able to do things like Saito Toshimitsu. And I think it's possible. Which is the crazy part. You can change so many things, which is amazing. Alright, so a question was, hey Poof, have you played Sifu? You probably would make it look really easy. I looked at it. I'm not that interested. Like, it's cool. It's a cool game, but like, for me to like invest my time into it, I'm not gonna bother. I'm moving on to Dream of the Wise soon and might need an actual build instead of my current spread out all equal stats. But I still want to keep a good minimum spread. It's hard to let go. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's legit a lie. This build that I have, the stat spread, I kept it. Kept it the entire time. I never changed it. I have no need to change it. Because this game is less dependent upon your core stats, as opposed to like your gear. Get good gear and you're pretty much set. I'm not using like, I'm using Scroll of the Wise. That's all I'm using. I have like better options. When you get to the depths, and you'll get better options. And when you get to Rise, even when you get to Nioh difficulty, like here, I'll show you the Scroll of the Nioh that I could upgrade to. Right? Finishing, like, you get crazy options. This is a direct upgrade, minus like loot related things. but I chose not to go for it. Your last fight against Tate Ebushi, still on Dream of the Demon, lasted like 8 minutes. That is long as shit. Okay. That's really long. Chances are you do need some power. You need some power elsewhere. And that's where forging your gear will be very important. So like, I spent some time boosting my gear. Like here, you can even see here. Wise, you're gonna want some start stats. So for example, I have 20%, basically roughly 20% extra melee damage against enemies that are out of key. That makes like a huge difference. So just a flat 20% extra damage. In those situations. I have greater key damage. Right, so I can get enemies out of key. You need more Ippon? Ippon honestly is really not that strong. Like its damage output is pretty weak. It's good for key and the stun. But like, that's really it. The Solitas, what are you running? What are you running a Grace set yet? Here, and while you're seeing that, you can take a look at like my stats. Yeah, take your time. Let's see, so I got like 20% extra key damage. You don't have a Grace set? You're gonna want a Grace set. You're gonna want 7-piece Grace set. Anyone that interests you, and once you create a build for that, you'll be in good shape. The way that I play is like very niche, already in a niche game. So while you're getting that out, I do 20% extra damage against 0 key enemies. When an enemy is winded, I do extra damage. I think it's like 20%. So like, I do have some modest damage. I also have a lot of anima gain. So what are the biggest ones? Anima charge melee attack, very handy. Anima bonus on grapple, very handy. Anima charge, handy. Oh, that's pretty helpful. I also attack like at an intense speed. You're running Saruyasha's Valor. It's not a bad set per se. It's not a bad set per se. So let me see. Your total active skill damage is like 28%. That's actually higher than mine. So one other thing I want you to pay attention to is how I'm using my yokai abilities. Here, I'll show you the difference of me not using my yokai abilities versus just using my weapons. Or with yokai abilities. Like, there's that. And then if I even just start using one yokai ability with this makes a big difference. So that'll help. But watch what happens when I apply confusion. Don't forget that. Remember, one of the best ways to increase your damage in this game is simply to... This is what I do a lot. Get confusion on a target. They take 50% extra damage. 50%. And if you have Saturate on, that tack on another 20%. That's 70% damage. That's wild. So using elements in your play in some capacity, if you can weave them in, they're fantastic. My weapon is corruption based. So like, it's really not that difficult for me to play, like it's not too difficult for me. I mean, look at that. Not nearly as much effort. Now, in order for me to support that, I am going to need a good amount of anima, which is why you see me use a lot of anima generation things. So yeah, so if you don't want to use yokai abilities for that purpose, and yokai abilities can do a lot of damage, don't forget that you've got options like your familiar talismans. They're incredibly popular for that reason of being able to apply fire. Now with Tate Abushi, since you're bringing that up, and I'll catch up with the other people in chat. Tate Abushi is incredibly vulnerable to confusion. Like more than other bosses. So here's my advice if you really want to just nuke Tate Abushi to hell. Get her out of key. Alright, that's step one, which can be a challenge. But get her out of key, then apply confusion like almost immediately. And then let's, here, I'll try to show it on like a Yoki. Alright, this is like a quick little tutorial. Alright, I'm gonna just let him get I'm gonna get him out of key. Okay, I ain't gonna really do anything. I'm gonna let him come back up, fill up his key and shit. Now I'm gonna deplete his key. Then I'm gonna put fire on him. Notice the confusion going down, right? Apply confusion. That's a long time for him to take extra damage. Right? So you can extend confusion, enemy confusion, by basically reapplying different elements. So you can apply, like, for example, if your weapon of choice is mainly corruption, you can use corruption on Tate Abushi for the duration of the fight, and then the moment she gets out of a key, bam, apply another element. Right? Could be any of the other ones, excluding purity. So you apply corruption, take her out a key, then put on like fire. Alright? Once the confusion looks like it's about to run out, then apply water. Confusion will fill back up a good amount. Then, as confusion's about to run out, then you can apply like lightning. And then, when confusion's about to run out, then you can apply purity. So all 5 elements get applied in a certain sequence. During that time, when she's out of key, she is basically helpless to confusion. She will not pop Dark Realm. You will be constantly doing 50% extra damage. You can destroy her significantly, like very quickly. It becomes wild. So I would recommend you try that out. And I think you'll find that the fight becomes a lot easier than you might expect. It's just strategy becomes get her out of key, apply a secondary element, and then cycle elements to prolong confusion, and then just like completely destroy her. Thought you couldn't apply purity on corruption. Correct, you cannot. Corruption and purity will conflict with each other, which is why I would say, let's say, that's why I recommend a certain order. So for example, if you do corruption first, like if that's like your main element, I guess, that you're using, you apply corruption. Then the thing is with each of the elements is they will slowly decay over time. So like when corruption's about to decay, then you can apply purity. So for example, what I usually do is like I'll do corruption as my main element, so that'll be first. And then second might be like scorch or saturate or one of these three, right? These three don't conflict with each other, but one of these three. And then as corruption, when corruption's about to go, usually my fourth, like corruption's about to go, then I'll apply purity. So the order might be like corruption first, saturated second, scorch third, purity fourth, and then electrified fifth. So I get all 5 applied. And that usually, and like when I'm using like Yokai Shift, for example, it just becomes silly because it just like do so much damage. And with the confusion and all the yokai ability spam and all the attacks and everything, it becomes quite destructive. So like if I specifically want to nuke Tate Ibushi and I just don't feel like playing against her, I legit will use Baku with Nightmare Bringer. Why? Because I get 3 elements, which are actively hitting her, a ton of anima charge, and then Baku itself is corruption based, and in Yokai Shift, I've got access to 4 elements. It's just obscene. Oh, and this isn't even max rank. Oh, oops. So yeah, it kind of becomes really powerful. Like very, very powerful. This is why we need more elements in the game? I don't know. I don't know if I think so. So yeah, I think you'll find that if you do that, Tate Ibushi and many, many other yokai bosses can get destroyed far more easily. Now, some enemies are resistant to corruption, or sorry, confusion, so that can make it a little tricky, but they usually have other ways of beating them. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so let me catch up on lots of other things in chat. But yeah, so I thought one thing you can do for your build is you can go like 7-piece for Grace, and then like have your second gear be Saruyasha's Valor. You can have both. I would recommend you get a Yasakani Magatama or something that reduces your set bonus requirements by 1. That'll be like your power level will spike. And then that with corruption, with confusion tactics rather, will just skyrocket your damage potential. So, sorry, second gear set. So let me elaborate a little bit more with what I have, right? So, here's what I got here, right? I have, so what many players do is they'll get the 7-piece bonus from one of the ethereal graces, right? And then because they have things like I do, such as Yasakani Magatama with this, they can also get a 6-piece bonus from a different set. So for example, if I wanted to, I could go 7-piece Amino Uzume so I can get Death Dancer. And then let me see if I have it. And like if I wanted to, I suppose I could get this. I could get 6 pieces from a different set. Let me see, I want this specifically a different one. Perfect. Okay, so what I could do if I really wanted to go min-max my damage is I could go 7 pieces Amino Uzume for Death Dancer, and then I could go for versatility from Susanoo. So basically I have to use lots of skills and not get hit, which, surprise, surprise, that's basically what I do. So this would be very familiar, and my damage would go up by like, I think Death Dancer gives me 70%, and then Susanoo with versatility can give 60%. So like easily double my damage. Right, Solitas, exactly. So like from the weapons and one of the armor pieces, while the grace comes from armor and accessory. Yeah. So Saruyash, you could have like whatever ethereal grace, you could have that put on your gear here, like I do. Like I have 2 pieces of Amino Uzume here. And so even then I just get a 3-piece bonus, so I move faster when I dodge, and then I just need like 1 piece of equipment. So I had that be my hat. So pretty cool. And then so you could have like, you could do 1, 2, like 2 pieces here, 2 pieces here, right? And that already gives you a 5-piece bonus. And then you could like put Saruyasha's Valor where you need to. And then the rest could be the other grace. So you would destroy quite a lot. You can make an incredibly powerful build. It is like not a joke. A popular one is Magatsuhi's Grace. If you like corrupted weapons, Magatsuhi's Grace is like absolutely superb for that. Right, you get Anima, Sentience Charge, Yokai ability damage against corrupted targets, Anima Charge is greater with your weapon, and then you just do flat out more damage on top of more damage. Right, so that could be like one example. And then your secondary set, if you wanted to run 2 graces, you could have your secondary set be Saruta Hiko's. If you wanted it for like even more melee damage against the corrupted enemies. Right, and then you can get into Yokai Shift faster if you wanted to. Right, or you could go full Saruta Hiko's with partial Magatsui's, or you could mix and match all sorts of things. And then one thing I think you'll really like once you get to Dream of the Nioh is they upgrade existing sets. So like Saruyasha's Valor actually gets a extra set bonus. So for example, my Pit Viper, normal Pit Viper just has this as the final set bonus. But on Dream of the Nioh, once you start getting plus gear, it also gives me this too, provided I have all plus gear. So I get an extra thing, and I forget what it is for Saruyasha's Valor. But yeah, everything gets like a free upgrade, provided it's ethereal. So that allows you to mix and match stuff. Even like Hayabusa. Like here's the difference. So yeah, take a look. The difference between Dragon Ninja and Dragon Ninja Plus. So I go from just having this boost of power for these weapons to, hey, now you get this, you get empowered ninjutsu. If you like want to play the game like Ninja Gaiden, this kind of works. So your build options get more and more powerful with time. Well, as you progress through the game. So yeah, you can have all sorts of fun with that. So definitely look into it. All right, let me catch up with chat. I see a lot of activity, so I will do that. All right, so am I dressed as Virgil from DMC5? Yes, it's an attempt. All right, so one of the other questions was, what chance will we see axes and Odachi in ninja style? On the surface, it seems like we may not. But on the other hand, I have no fucking clue. Because games like Ninja Gaiden have Ryu Hayabusa legit using those weapons at like lightning speed. So I don't know. I am leaning towards they probably won't have axe in Odachi and ninja style. But I don't know. I don't. I imagine the heavier weapons won't be for ninja style. They'll have a lot of the faster, lighter weapons. But again, I don't know. I have no clue. So for me, I'm kind of like, I think it's 60-40 in favor of not seeing it, or maybe even 70-30 in favor of not seeing it. But I could be wrong. Okay. I hope Nioh 3 brings more hidden skills for each weapon. I hope so too, and I hope that the farm for that isn't frustrating. I really hope so. I'm hopeful that we have a lot more variety. And I think by nature of there being a jump button in the game, we have to have new skills. It's just, we have to. It'd be really awkward for any weapon to not have some airborne skill. So that's like a guarantee. And I think, let's see. What new things did they add to each weapon that like are actually new? Not like just modified plunge attacks either. I remember, let's see, the Crucible Arts. What? Let's see, the Crucible Art for sword was Flowing Shadow, that's not new. Spear was Triple Threat. Odachi had Soaring Foul, which was kind of cool. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, Soaring Foul, that was cool. You could like go into midair, and I just see like so much potential with style shifting and whatnot. There's a lot that could go into that. What did Kusarigama have? I think it had... Did it have Deadly Mark? I think it was Deadly Mark. Fists had some airborne thing, I think. Dual Swords had Moon Shadow, which was okay, I guess. But yeah, like, I'm really hopeful that they'll add a lot more variety to the weapons. That's like so important to me. That would like, no matter what, like I'm gonna advocate for that throughout the entirety of Nioh 3 release, and even when the game officially releases, I'm gonna be like, we need more skills, bruh. I don't want dual swords. I do not want any weapon to feel like dual swords in Nioh 2 in the sense of not having enough variety. I want more Rise of the Ronin style variety. Rise of the Ronin variety for like, look, if you guys haven't played Rise of the Ronin, I would recommend you check it out, especially if it's on sale. But like, Katana and Rise of the Ronin was like amazing. It was really good. Odachi in Rise of the Ronin was amazing. Dual Swords was amazing. They were so cool. Alright, like the weapon play in Rise of the Ronin was fantastic. And I guess that ties into the next question. Any plan on playing Rise of the Ronin again? Not yet. I'm a little more focused on like Nioh 3 related things. So we'll have to see when I run dry with that. But I might revisit it. Right. Like, if you haven't already, check out, and you don't have to buy the game, but like check out weapon play for Rise of the Ronin. And I think you'll kind of start to understand like my expectations for Nioh 3 to blow that out of the water. Like the paired swords or the dual swords in Rise of the Ronin put Nioh 2's weapon dual swords to shame. Seriously. I was like, dual swords feel so fun to play in that game. They are hype as shit. Yeah, even Wolong weapons. Like if you look at the games that have come in between since Nioh 2 to Nioh 3, I love what they've put into those games, and I want Nioh 3 to exceed that. I believe it totally can. I like Soaring Foul. I am impressed by freaking Midair Reaper. What the fuck? Yeah, Last to Load made a full list of all moves and weapons in Rise of the Ronin. It's worth checking out. Yeah. Team Ninja creativity is amazing. So I have high expectations for Nioh 3. Dagger would be fantastic. Yeah, I'd love a dual dagger moveset. That'd be sick. They did that in Stranger of Paradise. I'm hoping to see that for Nioh 3. That'd be fun. Oh man. That'd be so cool. Alright, let me continue catching up. Hey Wizard! It's good to see you. We need to see how Nobunaga got the blushing spirit and how he would have seen an evil light, perhaps, yeah. Okay. Where I'm catching up. Nioh 3 has wind again, right? Yes! Nioh 3 has wind. They have 4 primary elements. Basically earth. No earth. They don't have earth. They have water, fire, lightning, and wind. Wind works a little differently. It kind of works like... It worked like earth. It doesn't reduce enemy damage. It makes them take more key damage. And reduces their key recovery. So will Blue Dragon be wind or shock in Nioh 3? I have no clue. I don't know. I don't know. I could see cases for either, but I guess they'll just decide. Nioh 3 content is Road to Dream of the Nioh with ninjutsu build. It's just not the same. Have I ever played Ghostwire Tokyo? No, I have not. Some small additions in the Nioh 3 demo reminded me of it, or maybe the devs have played it and took some inspiration. Maybe, perhaps. I'm hoping they have heavier stuff in ninja style. They could always add it in since it's an alpha. I think they might, considering that it's like there are 3 agility classes for ninja style and for samurai style. So I kind of suspect that they will have, like, strangely a tankier ninja. Like, I don't know how that'll work, but they're gonna have to have heavier gear to fill that in. Otherwise, it's just like, well, ninja style is always A agility type of deal, or maybe B agility at best. Which, like, I'm kind of okay with, but it'd just be a little awkward to have that, I guess, that dimension in there when it's just not going to get used. Ninja Gaiden Black spinning jump moves would be lit. I agree. Another question. Are you really going to make a Nioh 3 school for teaching people combos, or is that just rumor? A school? Like, an actual physical school? No. I think the whole, like, Nioh 3 Academy in light of my Nioh 2 Academy, yeah, I'll be making that. Just a bunch of videos, basically, to instruct people about, like, how I play the game, how to play the game in an enjoyable way. Some things that I've learned that I think would help them. That'll be like a big thing too. Hatchets need to have a skill that throw hatchets while in the air. I'm sure there will be. I'm pretty confident in that. What new weapons would you like to see in Nioh 3? I'm hoping we get nunchucks flails. Yes, I want to see flails. Vigurian flails existed in Ninja Gaiden. I want something like that for ninja style. That would be so cool. I would love that. I want that. I want to be able to do the crazy... Like, look, I'll make this simplistic. Everything that's in Ninja Gaiden, I want in Nioh 3 just made appropriate for Nioh. Alright? That's it. That's it. Rise of the Ronin took so many things from Ninja Gaiden and made it appropriate for Rise of the Ronin. I want that same feeling in Nioh 3. Alright? I want my Azuna drop for sure. I want my Underworld drop for sure. Like, dude, now this is the game. Nioh 3 can become the game where you can actually do X, Y, X, 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 Y. You can do that. Okay. They could have that in the game. Like, that would actually make some sense. Like, for real. For real. It would make so much sense. Just like, alright, launch an enemy in ninja style. Do a couple aerial attacks. As soon as drop them. Yes, that could 100% be a thing now. So, yeah, I desire that so badly. Are you kidding me? Yeah, let's get that flying swallow that we've all wanted for Ninja for Nioh. That has to be a thing now, please. Hold while airborne. Yeah, something like that. Give me my air combos with ninja style. I got mid-air dodge, man. Mid-air dodge is a base mechanic for ninja style. Give me my mid-air gameplay. I want ninja style to do all that spinny flip shit. Yeah, that'll be fun. Okay. Let's see what else. We could get a Ninja Gaiden like weapon like Split Staff and Switchglaive. Yeah, we could. There's tons that all weapons would gain just from every stance weapon getting basic things. Agreed. Chain Whip, Blade Boots, who knows? Double Axe, I don't know. Like every attack having a light follow-up and every light attack having a heavy follow-up. Exactly, yeah. Do we want more gameplay stuff in Nioh 3? And every light attack having a heavy follow-up? Oh, sorry. Or also more RPG mechanics. Why not both? I kind of feel like they have to do both. Or at the very least flesh out the RPG mechanics. I would personally prefer more gameplay stuff than RPG, but that's of course my preference. I'm sure others might want the other option, but I'm just hoping they do both. I just hope the grinding is better. Same. Boofer Dojo, let's go. Yeah, I'll be making an equivalent of a Nioh 3 Academy. That's part of what today's about, actually. I'm just talking to you guys about that. I have to buy a school building and teach us? Yeah, sure. I hope Team Ninja looks at this video. Even if they don't, here's what one thing I have done before that they will look at. When I was a part of the Nioh community Discord, and I was a moderator there, myself and the other moderators, what we did was we compiled all the feedback that the community had, and then gave it to the community manager to help improve the game. To my surprise, the move Spinning Dragon was put into Nioh 2. And that's one thing that I remember the YouTuber Kagera Simaru and I specifically said we wanted. We're like, yeah, maybe if you put something like this, that'd be great. And we're like, what? They put it in? Okay, cool. We also asked for like improved tracking on Kusarigama. They adjusted that. Improved speed for certain things. They had made some adjustments. Kage and I wanted Underworld Drop to be put into the game. Unfortunately, that didn't make it in. But yeah, they, in a nutshell, even if they don't listen to this video, they will take our feedback very seriously. So, all that to say, don't think your voice doesn't matter. It does. Okay. Dual pistols? Yeah, that'd be fun, right? I do hope they can make range weapon play seamless. I really want that. So you're saying if we make AI Poofer asking for lots of more Gakis in the game, they'll do it? Oh my fucking god. I can't let this get to me. I can't let this get to me. Not today. Chancellor, you like the video today? Did you like the YouTube short today? Okay. Oh yeah, the behind Nioh 2 documentary talks about how they paid a lot of attention to feedback making the game, although it didn't specify the difference between Western and Eastern audience. Yeah. Yeah. They do take feedback very seriously. Okay, so Wizard, now that you're here, I actually want to bring up one of your comments. Believe it or not. Let me see. This should work. Oh, that doesn't work at all. Okay, we're fine. Everything works now. Bye guys, I'm back. So, I'm right now just going through some YouTube comments. I figure I can talk about that too. So here, it's really tiny. I'll blow this up a little bit. That is so much text to read. Did you like the side quest in Nioh 3? I more or less did. So yeah, okay, so here's one general thing I'm going to talk about for my channel. So Wizard wants, and I appreciate the sentiment here, he wants my channel to become as big as possible, to be known as the #1 Team Ninja Guide worldwide. A little bit of icky mainstream catering would go a long way for your channel. Even pumping out videos for just the first few weeks of Nioh 3 release would be enough. After that, you could go back to making your regular content at your own pace once you grabbed your share of fresh recruits. It's not like Team Ninja games are like COD with a new release every year. 1 month's hard work every couple of years for a new release can't be too much to ask. I know I'll just be consuming, and you'll be the one who has to do all the work, so you'll pretty much need to hire a short-term editor, so you actually have time to progress through the game. I'm almost more invested in you getting your dues and recognition than I am for my own business. So first of all, I really appreciate that sentiment. But I think the direction I want to take my channel, and more just my life, is to do things I feel complete peace with doing. Complete integrity with doing. I don't want to do icky mainstream catering. In fact, the videos I'm least proud of involve that. So my channel started becoming more valuable, not because I cater towards short-term things, but because my channel is much more long-term based. I mean, think about it. Y'all popped in here telling me, for like, hey man, Nioh 3's out. Nioh 3, we're gonna get a Nioh 3 Academy. And the Nioh 2 Academy came out like well after a year from the main release of the game. While I would like to be known as the #1 Team Ninja guy, I would rather just create a channel I'm proud of, in all honesty. Because there are serious cons with engaging in mainstream. I'm sure everyone here can understand what it's like dealing with things we associate as mainstream. How fickle it fucking can be. And how it's just like, it gets messy. It gets dramatic. It becomes, I don't know, it becomes childish. How else do I put it? You guys stick around because I imagine on some level this channel isn't like that. I have over 40 people watching my channel right now. I'm not even playing the game. I'm just talking about the game. And we're just talking about shit. Because we're really invested in it. We really want Nioh 3 to be the best as possible. So I like that. My objective with the channel isn't necessarily to gain popularity. That's nice. Don't get me wrong, that's nice. It isn't even about making money. Which is also nice. It's about making content I'm happy with. Content I value. Content I enjoy. So that's the most important thing to me. If I become popular, great. But when I become popular, if that's the case, I want it to be popular with the right type of people. I just tuned in. Have any Nioh 3 content plans that have been discussed? I'm doing that right now. Right? And just as a quick little story. Yo, this is hilarious. I'm watching the stream on my phone, and I got an ad for Berserker of Kazan. Okay, at least that's appropriate. At least that's appropriate compared to the other ads I've gotten. At least it's relevant. So, for my channel, for the content, I want to make it, like, if I'm going to become popular, I want to be popular with the right type of people. Popular with people like you guys. All right? Content that you guys like. That you guys enjoy. We enjoy. I want to cultivate more of that. I want to cultivate and, like, build more of that. rather than like, oh, this is the state of what is popular. I'm like, I'm sorry to say, I don't give a fuck what's popular in that respect. I'm not going to cater my vision, my desire for my channel just because I want more popularity, more views, or whatever. I will try to create a channel that I am personally proud of, that I would watch, that I would respect, even if that means I make less money or have less popularity. That is fine. Because when I actually did try to cater to becoming more popular, and I did this on Twitch, I grinded for months. It was like 2 videos a day, all right, with clickbait titles, all caps and shit, and I got Twitch Partner. When I got Twitch Partner, finally, it sucked. I was just like, dude, what? Like, I got it, but dude, that was a miserable process. I don't want to do that again. Like, yay, I got views, but at what cost? I don't want that anymore. I want something I'm happy with. One of the coolest things you did was the combo mads iteratively from the release of Nioh 2, because it gave so much combo inspiration. Exactly. Yeah, and I enjoyed doing that. My 2,000 hours video of Nioh 2. That was me, like, content-wise, there was no sacrifice whatsoever to me. I made that and I enjoyed it. I spent like 3 weeks making it, gathering clips for it, and I did it because I wanted to, and I was happy with it. The title was like maybe the only thing that would tap into the mainstream. All right, and that might be like the only thing I change. But even then, I didn't really like it. What I did like was my very straight to the point, informative Soulcore guides, which was, how do you use this? Here you go. Learn how to use this Soulcore in 3 minutes. All right, 3-4 minutes. Here you go. Here's a good example. People are like, whoa, I can't believe I saw that. Or as Vaughn is saying, I remember sending people to the combo mads, they legit bought Nioh 2 from that. Yeah. Exactly. I wanted to show, and not necessarily like shock people, but I wanted to surprise people. But like, yo, this is how it can be played. Check this out. This is consistent. People would think I'm hacking or whatever. And I'd be like, all right, I'll play it for real. Like, you don't believe me, that's fine. I'll just show you. And I would kind of go with that. Now, I understand the whole, like, 11 months a year. The 11 months out of 12 months, I can just be me. But that 1 month of grinding will suck. It will suck. I will hate it. I will hate it. It'll be so miserable. And I just don't want to do that. There's a difference between me doing 1 month of hard work, and even though it can be like quite taxing, I'll still be happy with it. I'll be like, yeah, I worked hard for it. But if I feel like I'm sacrificing my own sense of integrity, I can't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. Right? Like, I just won't do it. I just can't. It's too big of a sacrifice. I wouldn't want you guys to, like, at the same token, I wouldn't want anybody else to have to do that. To be like, hey, I'm sacrificing my own personal sense of self and my own values just to get traction. I'm like, nah, bro. Fuck that. I don't want to do that. No way. You know, if people like... Personally, I can say I watch you for 2 things. Seeing high-level Nioh gameplay and my informative Academy videos. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to focus on. So, me, like, I, of course, want to... Like, don't get me wrong. I want to make a dent in the mainstream. Like, of course I do. But I want to do it in a way that I'm happy with. That I feel good about. To me, it's much more like, straight up. And this is... Call me a pompous ass if you want. To me, it would be much more legendary if I was able to grow big through a way that I felt matched with my values. than to say, hey, I kind of just had to like play the YouTube algorithm game or whatever. And like I just had to do that and it sucked and whatever. Like, and I want to engage with that. I want to create an audience, a much more long-term audience that I like, that I'm happy with, that I have a joy to be like, hey man, I get to go on YouTube today and I get to like boot it up and stream with people and talk to people about all kinds of shit. And it's going to be a fun time. Right? I don't want, and I think someone said this in a comment earlier up, like just imagine, all right, I get very strong opinionated people from the Soulsborne community, right? The toxic type. And that becomes like a part of my channel. No. I'm sorry, I don't want to deal with that shit. I just don't. Even if they were to pay me a lot of money, I'm like, bruh, like this is just self-sacrifice. This is too much. This is self-sacrifice for money. I'm not doing that. Right, like I just don't want to do that. Like at all. All right. I just don't. I legit do not. Like it's just not worth it. I don't want my life then to be like, oh, I'm just doing this to make money. I'm sacrificing myself to make money. I'm like, bro, like I'll make less. I'll be less popular. I'm okay with that. That cost, that trade. I will not complain. I'll be like, yeah, I didn't make it big, but I don't give a shit. Whatever. Would you rather do a similar thing to what they suggested, but rather than spamming content as it comes out, making a big overview teaching video a few weeks after it comes out? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for me, like I'll still make content. I'll still like, just to be clear, it's not like there's gonna be a content drought when Nioh 3 comes out. I'm like, no, there will be. That's part of the reason why I'm even having this stream in the first place, is to talk about that. A lot of the clips you'll see coming from me are, I'm trying to basically play around with, I'm trying to play around with upgrading my channel content. I want it to be based on like encouraging people to really upgrade their skill gameplay. Absolutely. Teaching them stuff they didn't learn. You saw the content drought during the Nioh 3 demo already? Yeah. I'll put out some content, but like the truth is when I start playing Nioh 3, I'm going to be learning just as much as everybody else. So in order for me to be able to teach people, I have to learn it well enough to the point that I can teach people. It's going to take time. But like the people who are going to stick with my channel, they're going to stick with my channel regardless. Nioh 3 is most likely going to have 3 DLC. I've been through the whole Nioh 2 content cycle before. There are a lot of lessons I learned from it. So one of them being like focus on creating stuff I'm happy with. That's where the 2000 hours video came out. That's where the Nioh 2 Academy came out. A lot of those things. So, when it comes to things that I think comes to content, will I be streaming the first playthrough? Yes. 100%. So, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you're like, I'm definitely going to put out like some cool things you can do, some cool interactions you can find, like little helpful things. But like big like learning and teaching things is going to take me time. I have to master the game enough so I can teach it to people. They probably won't change the early bosses between demos and release. Usually they don't. So you could already have a guide ready in time for release. Yeah, like small things. I could make like a bunch of small shorts, like, oh, like, here, try this. Like, struggling with this boss? Here, try these 5 tips. Here's some 5 tips to make the boss easier. That really is not that difficult. When it comes, like, Wizard, I remember you were talking to me about, like, boss videos, about, like, hey, like, I want to learn the whole boss. Right? Or that'd be nice to, like, have a boss guide, right? So I think players are smart enough to understand, hey, if I see big attack coming, I move away. I don't think I need to teach people that. But if it's like a particularly difficult attack, or there's like something to learn, or some crazy timing element involved, or some particular behavior that like is difficult to adjust to and it can be confusing, I'll make a tip for that. So like for example, the headless horse, or the horseman who had a horse without a head. I don't know. I need you to teach me not to stand in Benkei's pool of fire. Yeah, like I'm like that's an obvious thing. I don't need to tell people, hey, don't stand in the deadly fire trap. All right. Yeah, Yamagata. Remember the yokai version of him. Right. It looks like Nioh, you're thinking about your. Yeah, that's actually the direction I'm going. So, for example, with Shuten Doji, right? One thing that was really cool is when he would do that attack where he like lies on the ground and then people usually just go up and stab him, right? Or they do an attack from long range. I'm like, check this out. Jump over, call the herd. And you're like, whoa, that looks so cool. Or Shuten Doji, hey, did you know if you are like, try this out. Or like cool interactions with the boss. When Shuten Doji does that like 1, 2, 3 swipe as he like moves towards you. And then like I do changing ways. And you're like, bruh, you avoided the attack? What the fuck? Right? Like that is a cool interaction. That's spicy. And that can, I think, help people then be like, whoa, like that's advanced, but I want to try it. I think content Souls games people like is no hits, but in Nioh it's more like cool boss fights. Yeah, that would be the stuff that I would happily do. In fact, that's what I'm creating. Like, for example, from yesterday's stream, I caught like 2 interactions I can show people for Ryomen Sukuna. Right? Like, oh, you know his like super grab attack? And I'm like, here, try this skill and like avoid everything. Looks pretty cool. Or when Ryomen does like a big sweep. Call the herd. Like, I'm gonna come out with some shorts for that. You know, cool, like, little interactions. People can try themselves. Like, little tricks for AI. Like, really, like, pushing the envelope for gameplay as opposed to just, like, here's how to beat the boss. It's like, here's how to do it. So Wizard, it'll be both. It'll be shorts and videos. I have, like... I'm just saying generally content. Or I love when you did Magra and that's Haka, the low stance dodges left, right, and then burst counter the last hit. One of my favorite clips. Yeah, stuff like that. Want to learn how to slide on the floor uninterrupted? The Nioh 3 Team Ninja even posted that in a tweet. But I can never chain that move in the demo. Right? So, like, I want to show people that. Show people what's possible. How to do it, how to replicate it, how to be able to elevate their gameplay. Or as Koei Tecmo is now saying in their official slogan, level up your happiness. You guys, this channel is about leveling up your happiness. Using Heaven Flash to break Shibata's tusks, yeah, shit like that. Or hey, you're using hatchets, try this. Or use this, like, you're like it just helps expand your thinking. Which is the point. I enjoy doing shit like that. Maybe a video on stat distribution, because I know I struggled in the beginning and put nothing into Magic or Ninja and stuff. Yeah, like I can make a video about that. Do that voice more, please. Is that their slogan for real? I think so. I think with Koei Tecmo, it's level up their happiness, or level up your happiness, or something like that. Alright, so Wizard, you had said, okay, so you don't do the mainstream content, but get an editor and make some clips or videos of your live stream, so there's still some content for the algorithm, and you're not involved or sacrificing. That's something I'm practicing on my own now, because I don't think I need an editor for that. Like, I know I kind of have, obviously have like a Nioh content drop for the time being, because like, dude, I'm like realistically not gonna like make too much more stuff about Nioh. Like, I could make the Soul Core guides, but truth be told, I'm just not that motivated anymore. And it's either Nioh 2 Soul Core guides or go for Nioh 3. So, and plus other real life things like my job. So I focus on that over all the Soul Core guides, but like I could do it if I have absolutely nothing to do. But yeah, like, no, like I'll still make like some helpful tips and whatnot. So, are you trying to convince us you won't be playing Nioh 3 for 12 hours a day and we'll have time to make content? I actually will not be playing it 12 hours a day. No, I'm not going to play Nioh 3 12 hours a day. I'm going to have a much healthier relationship with how I play it. You can see how I engage with the Nioh 3 Alpha as relatively representative of like of how it could be. So like a couple hours a day. I'm gonna pace myself. Why? Because Nioh 3 is a long-term game for me, easily. I have no reason to believe that it'll be a short-term interest. Because Nioh 1 and Nioh 2 have been the bread and butter of this channel and a bread and butter of my interest. So Nioh 3, I'm gonna just soak my teeth into. It's not even like the Nioh difficulty will be out, so just take my time. Take my time and focus on enjoying it. That's what I'm gonna do. Like if I have like absolutely nothing to do in a day, then yeah, I'll binge the shit out of it. But like with my content cycle, I'll have content come out so that I don't have to worry about it. Unrelated, I think I asked before, but I don't remember your response. Sorry. Could you showcase odd weapon combos like hatchets versus Ren Hayabusa? Yeah. I will. I'll do split F hatchets. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're not being annoying about it. You're cool. You're all good. Yeah, absolutely. Why don't I just do that right now? Let's do split staff hatchets. Here, I'll take a little breather. I'm gonna take a little break from all this. Would you be interested in doing your own personal tier list? Ranking videos and deeper discussions and quality of bosses and such? Yeah. I can do my personal opinion all the time. Hey, what do you like? Oh, here's what I like and here's why I like it. Yeah, absolutely. My goal is to encourage creativity and fun. So anything that supports that, yeah, I'll totally do. Damn. Yeah, like I can totally do that. Ah. I did make a weapon in Soul Core tier list, but it was live. Yeah, because it's a lot of effort to make some of these videos, you know? Oh, Vicky. Yeah, I'll just do this stuff live. Like, I'm not really that big on... Like, those are fun videos. Those aren't, like, things I want to devote too much time to. Damn. That's what editors are for? Well, yeah, but that's... Making a soul-corrected guide would take a while. Autumn, that works. I can see that, whatever you're talking about. Yes, Autumn, I see the video code. It's like V equals ZKX or something. Oh, I was doing so good too. Can you juggle enemies like in DMC? Nioh, there's jump cancels. I'll put it that way. There's a good amount of aerial combat you can do. Damn. Yeah, you should check out Last to Load to see some of the like Devil May Cry type gameplay he's done. There's like a footstool jump, jump cancels, just crazy. Oh! Ooh, I survived. No. Oh, back off. Ah, agreed. I'll catch up with chat after this. I gotta kill Ren with this combination, then I'll catch up with everything to do with chat. Oh, I was doing so well too. Ah. Oof. Ooh, damn it. Oh, that was very bad timing. Damn. I was doing pretty good in my other runs. This is gonna be a challenge. I'm not used to it this way. Damn it. Ren with hatchets, it's hard. Yeah, he is. I'm just not good with the hatchets yet. Damn it. Damn it! I needed to. Oh, damn it! Ah! Wish I had a wider arena, dude. Oh, for real? Damn it! Oh, those little stuns. Those little stuns get me. Yeah, that's so irritating. Oh, the little shurikens, the little ninpo. Just those little things. I hate that. Wait, doesn't Benkei help? Benkei, why aren't you helping? What's happening? No! No! I'll take that. Okay. It is what it is. A win's a win. That was kind of hard. There were some sequences I did well. Other ones, not so much. Okay, I've got a lot of questions to catch up on, so I'll do that. Let's go. Want to try DLC 2 Shuten Doji versus Fist and Spear? I've been trying that, but it's brutal. In an upcoming video of mine, just like a little gameplay clip, I forget what I use. I think I use Split Staff Odachi. I don't know if that hits the same spot. Fist and Spear is not that bad for me, to be honest. Because Fist, like, basically anything against Shuten Doji is close range anyway, so Fist I'm okay with. Spear is a little tricky, but not too bad. So you might like the Split Staff Odachi play. Yeah, I'm scared, man. I'm very scared. Let me take a break, though. Let me take a break. I gotta catch up with the good, meaningful people in chat. Chat's been waiting. Alright, we'll have my Virgil just awkwardly stare at the camera. He's just gonna stare. Alright, so let me see what I have missed. I missed a lot. Okay, so this was when? Let's see how much I've got. Oh my god, nearly 30 minutes of chat to catch up on. Holy shit. Okay, so Nioh is saying editing out clips from live streams would be great, especially if you did the first playthrough. Yeah, like you'll see like me just candidly like reacting to the game, stuff like that. Like I'm just gonna play it for the first time on stream. And that's it. Like I'm just gonna play it and then we'll just see what happens. And if I think something's memorable, I'll share it with YouTube. And go from there. Or like, oh, I found something or something silly, just like, you know, something to do with me. So I'll do that for sure. Maybe a video on the things Nioh 3 took from Stranger of Paradise Ronin could be interesting and a bit different. I'll have to see when I get to Nioh 3. I did consider almost like pseudo-advertising the other games, but I'm just like, I don't know, I feel like I could just talk about it with you guys on the channel. I don't really feel a strong motivation or desire to even make those. So, like, I left it. You did enjoy the review video on the alpha the other day? Great. That's somewhat the type of things I'll make. Somewhat. Which is not so much like the video itself, but kind of the feel, the vibe, the inspiration that I was trying to put into it. That's what I want my channel to go towards. Okay. And then would I be interested in doing my own personal tier list ranking videos? Yeah. I would just, I don't know if I'd make like a dedicated video to that. I want it to be more interactive. Like, when it comes to a personal tier list or a ranking video, I'll be very honest, doing it by myself sucks. I'd rather just talk to you guys about it. So I'll just talk to you guys. We can have much more meaningful discussions in live stream versus like engaging with like chat comments. Like it's just different live for me. I preferred it just talking about it live, explaining my thought process, hearing your guys' thought process, and deciding different things, as opposed to being like a cold, hard, like set video. That's what I'd have more like my guides to be about. Like, I suppose I could, like, realistically speaking, what would it, like, if I were to make, I remember actually I did record. Okay, let me actually backtrack a little bit. I actually did make, like, a Soul Core tier list video, like, a traditional video, like, about my preferences. And the whole thing was, like, 45 minutes. Alright? And it just kind of sucked for me to make, to be honest. And then I was like, okay, I need to add this thing here, add this thing there, this caveat here. Like, it just became stressful and it wasn't fun anymore. So then, like, eventually after talking about it with Cass, like, I got the idea to, like, just make it live. Showcase it live. Make it much more interactive in that nature. Or if I really wanted to make a tier list and show people, I could just, like, show a picture. Then we could discuss it. And I was like, okay, well, you know, if I'm just going to discuss it, why don't I just do it live? So what I would do, I think, for the future for tier lists is, like, just do the whole thing fucking live. It was more enjoyable that way, as opposed to like a pre-planned video. Main thing that I would like to see if you do it live is just you directly showcasing the thing as you do it. Like either clips of the bosses or soul cores in practice range. Bingo! That's what I would prefer to do. I didn't want to do the pre-planned thing. I didn't want it like... It was just going to be a mess to edit. I was like, oh, here, let me showcase it. And then just like do it with you guys, talk about it. If I really wanted to make a video out of that, then like I could easily just cut it myself. It wouldn't take as much time. Also, it would be 10 times more fun. I'd be like, yo, here's why I really like this ability. Check this shit out. Like, yo, here's what I really love about it. Here's why I rate it in this. How many Ys in this soul core in that tier comments did you get? Oh, there was a bunch. Come on, I got the like, Ippon, Yomi, and Kasha are the best. And Nightmare Bringer for its stats. Yeah, that would be incredible. Speaking of that type of stuff, would you go for that content for Nioh 2 as well before 3 comes out? I'd be willing to do that for Nioh 2, in all honesty. I remember I talked about like a Guardian Spirit skills tier list, and now I see even more reason to do it because Nioh 3 is going to be all about Guardian Spirit skills. So I see a direct relevance to make something like that. And like I could easily just set up a date like, hey, let's talk about it here. I'll showcase why. Here's some cool interactions I have with the skill. I would do that for Nioh 3, and I would totally do that even now for Nioh 2. I would enjoy making that and talking to you guys about it. Even you guys changing my mind on things would be fun. I'd be like, you know what? On second thought, I actually really like this one more than that one. Let's re-rank it. You know, so it could be like my opinion, like developing with you guys too. I would be down to do that. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I got the video code. What did you want me to do with the video code, Autumn? I'm not sure. Tier list of every Nioh DLC could be cool. I'll just tell you. Nioh 2 DLC 3 is... Okay, so here's it worst to best. Nioh 1. DLC 1. DLC 2. DLC 3. And then after that is Nioh 2. DLC 1, DLC 2, DLC 3, done. That's it. That's the entire video. Just look into it a little bit and check the town in the video. It's like the Rise of the Ronin, but in real life. All right, let me copy, and I'm going to paste that for me to look at a little later. Okay. All right, continuing on. Yeah, YouTube hides those comments for some reason. It's annoying. By the way, kind of unrelated, how much is verticality a part of the Nioh 3 combat? Okay, I did answer this. Yeah, check out Last to Load, and you'll be like, what the fuck? All right, so Noor is saying, I think the fact that Nioh and Team Ninja games... Well, that's the video, I guess. Yeah, that's the video. I think the fact that Nioh and Team Ninja games in general don't hold attention for long makes it tough to build a growing channel off of it. Somewhat. My channel won't necessarily scale as much as, say, like Fighting Cowboys. Because Fighting Cowboy focuses on... I mean, he does a lot more variety than I do. I'm very niche. I'm a niche channel for a very niche game. So yeah, like I don't expect my channel to grow massively, but my hope is that when people come to my channel, they are like, dude, this is like legit shit for this game. Like everything I need to have a great fun time. Yeah. Wow. I can, and even the sensation of like, holy shit, dude, this game's fucking peak. I want to like invest more into it because it's just that damn fun. And then if they decide that like they want to participate in my channel because I keep trying to discover new things and pushing the game to greater limits and greater heights, then yeah, join me. It'll be fun. We can talk about stuff as Team Ninja continues to release more and more stuff I enjoy. But the entire time it's like a lot of learning, it's a lot of like development, a lot of growth, a lot of fun. That's what I'm aiming for. Wolong was abandoned. So here's the thing with Wolong. everybody who's a Team Ninja fan that thoroughly enjoyed Nioh 2, in the back of our minds, I'm pretty sure we were always comparing it to Nioh 2. Always. Even in Nioh 3, people are comparing it to Nioh 2. Because Nioh 2 is like the gold standard of enjoyment. Regardless of whatever issues we have with it, right? Wolong did, I think, a lot of cool things. But for many players, it just did not add up. Many Team Ninja fans, it did not add up to Nioh 2. It just didn't, for whatever reason. Regardless of whether I agree with it or disagree with it, that's just what happened. Alright? So, mainstream generally isn't too favorable towards Team Ninja compared to, like, FromSoft, right? But, so that isn't going to be the case for Wolong. Those who are from the Souls community, for example, or the FromSoft community, are not generally going to be too favorable on Team Ninja titles anyway. Some will like it, but not really as much as, like, they're going to keep comparing it to, like, Elden Ring. Like, come on. Elden Ring versus Wolong. People, FromSoft fans are like, Elden Ring easily. But, there's that. They already have that going against them. But if even Team Ninja fans, diehard Nioh fans, aren't even, like, that, like, enticed by Wolong for various reasons, then yeah, the game's popularity is going to suffer. And then I think there were, like, PC port issues on top of that. I don't really know. So for many people, it's just like, well, it just didn't scratch the same itch that Nioh did. So then, yeah, the game just lost appeal. Now, right, so, like, so that's kind of like a death sentence for Wolong. Performance wasn't the best, which is already a huge deterrent for everybody. Same thing with Stranger of Paradise, by the way. That game legit would have taken over for me with Nioh 2. Provided its performance and optimization wasn't such shit. Like, that game has unlimited potential, even though it's, like, build-wise. But, like, still, there were problems with it that I'm just like, dude, like, even to this day, I can't recommend people get it at full price. Which is sad. So, you know, you have those things that occur, so, like, you know, interest is gonna fizzle out. Nioh 3, on the other hand, bro, everyone's like, oh my gosh, we're wanting it to be Nioh 2, but better. So, you know, I mean, that's why we're talking about it now. But yeah, so, like, Team Ninja's performance wasn't the best, optimization wasn't the best, Nioh fans weren't converted, so to speak, and FromSoft fans weren't converted in the first place anyway. So, yeah, interest in that was going to fall off the moment the DLCs kind of evaporated. At least mine kind of did. Like, it was fun, but I was just like, bruh, some of this shit's irritating. Okay, so there's that. I think generally people did respect Nioh 2 significantly and really enjoyed it. Hence why Nioh 3 is a thing. So, Wizard asked half an hour ago, I forget, did Nioh 3 Guardian Spirits have multiple skill slots? Yes. Will you be able to use multiple per style or choose one for each? You could use, from what we saw in the demo, I could equip, I wasn't able to do this in the demo, but they at least laid the foundation to equip 2 Guardian Spirit skills. I don't know what the second ones would be yet at this time, or if it would be a variety of choices for Guardian Spirit. I hope it's the case, but we have yet to see. Okay. Alright, stuff about Atomic Heart. Okay, I'm still catching up. Does the Soul Core abilities remind you of Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Oh shit, I haven't played that game in like years. Kind of, I guess. I can see some relation. Can we expect Ninja Gaiden 4 on the channel? Yeah. I'm gonna play it, 100%. Oh yeah, like without a doubt. Will I make super detailed content? I don't know. That's dubious. I'll see if I feel like there would be a need for content, like guides and stuff of that nature. I might, truth be told, go the Team Ninja route and use it as practice for Neo 3 content, to be honest. So that'll be like a first live test for me to see like how do I want to upgrade my channel in a way that I'm happy with. So yeah, I might test like, hey, try this against like I think boss like Wizard. I know Wizard, you were talking about like boss related things. So I might be so as opposed to say walking everything through a boss, might be like, hey, like here's an interaction you can try. Or here's some things you need to know to deal with that. Or here's like some cool little tips and tricks. So like simple things like that. As opposed to like a full-on automated, like a full-on dedicated Ninja Gaiden Academy thing. Okay. Giant Toad is SSS tier? Yeah, you're damn right. Alright, I'm almost caught up to turn time slot. Neo 3 enemies ranking Gaki Chief Godlife. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Alright, so MobiG's asking a question. What was the first weapon you tried to learn seriously? Getting back into the game, I want to get better in them. In this game, it was probably Sword. I was a big fan of Sword in Nioh 1, so I wanted to understand Sword in Nioh 2. And Sword has a lot of variety, so it was just something I could sink my teeth into and be very excited to practice. But when it comes to, so if you're trying to get back into the game and get better with your weapons, pick the one that appeals to you the most. For many players, that could be like the fists. Fists are great. Fists have a lot of complexity to them. I think they're fantastic, so you could try that. But just whatever appeals to you. Play what you find to be fun. Wolong had much potential, but I feel like it was an experiment. It was an experiment. Yeah, it was. For an experiment, I think all things considered, they were pretty damn successful for a fucking experiment. I mean, just think about it. Nioh 3 is basically like, it seems like they're going to take everything that they've learned since Nioh 2 time, take the best of it and put it in Nioh 3. Yes, I love that. And if Wolong was even semi-successful or returned a reasonable profit, then bro, for a fucking experiment, that is amazing returns. Holy shit. Okay? That is like, imagine that. They're like, let's just experiment with this game, give it our all, and we'll just see how it applies to future games. And then they make a profit off of that? Whoa. That's awesome. Wolong, I think, is a cool game. Like, there's a lot of cool shit in that game. Like, no doubt. Like, it was pretty cool. So yeah, like, there was Lubu, there's Taishi, I don't know how to pronounce it, Taishi Chi, demon form. That was pretty cool. I liked Zhang Liao a lot. Like, those were amazing fights. And I think, like, criticisms from the Team Ninja community related to, like, and I can see Noor talking about certain things RPG-wise when it comes to the 5 virtues. Right? And then, like, the whole, like, deflect everything and some simple combos. Not having, like, the full variety of moveset that you do within Nioh 2. Like, no doubt the martial arts in, like, all the skills that we get in Wolong were, like, glorious. Like, I fucking loved those. Alright, those were just amazing. I'm like, oh, I want this. I wish this was a thing in Nioh 2. Right? Like, those were cool. But then when it was just, like, the same repetitive attack string, and then you had, like, up to 6 different skills you could use, it starts, after a while, to get a little, like, monotonous in that respect. I think the weapon I liked the most was Longsword. Longsword felt so good to, like, chuck the entire thing, the whole, like, charge mechanic with it. Like, there was enough variety for me to have a lot of fun with it, so I enjoyed that quite a bit. But yeah, so like those constant comparisons to Nioh 2 could make people feel Wolong was lacking. Okay. So Rexer was saying a few minutes ago, I really got tired of refighting the same enemies in Wolong. It felt like fighting the same 5 enemies. And the DLC didn't add many, although the second DLC bosses were so good. Yeah, like Wolong was still a fun game, but it still had like some issues. And like for me, the end game, like Thousand Mile Journey, like I kind of lost interest because it felt really repetitive after a while. Like me fighting 1,000, doing 100 or even 1,000 floors. I think I got to floor 100. I don't remember, but like it just kind of lost its appeal. The special factor kind of went away when it just kind of got repetitive after a while. Like it just lost meaning. It just felt like I was grinding. Some of the bosses, especially like in DLC 3, and maybe it's just a me thing, but like I didn't understand how to deal with Yon Shu, the big like final boss of DLC 3, because he just like would jump and fly everywhere, and like me playing as melee as I did, it was just like not really that interactive for me. I was just like, all right, I'm just waiting for this boss to like stop flying, or maybe I can cast some spells, but like he's doing shit really fast, and like I'm just deflecting. Like, all right, I guess like I remember Yuan Shu took me like 8 to 10 minutes to fight, and it was just like it just became a grind, and he did a lot of cool looking things, but it just didn't have like the same fun factor that I had when I would fight like Zhang Liao. Like I love that fight. I love deflecting. And then like trying to weave in offense was a bit of a challenge, but like it was enjoyable nonetheless. It was quite a spectacle. Interestingly, I feel like Team Ninja have been steadily getting better at making bosses. I would agree. I would agree as well. For me, a lot changed with Wolong when they added 6 martial arts. Yeah, per weapon. Yeah, it made it a lot better. But like when we first started playing the game and it was just like 2 per weapon, it was like, ugh, this kind of sucks, right? And naturally, when that was we had no expectation that they would expand upon things in Wolong, it was a little difficult to like it compared to Nioh 2. So I think what would have been helpful is some communication that they would be expanding that, but it just wasn't there. Okay. Would I like a Wolong 2? Would it even make sense? I'd like it. I would be down to play it. Would it even make sense? I don't know, and frankly, I don't really care. I don't. All right, I'm using Fist actually for the first time. Opportunist is crazy. BSG helped me out. Great, yeah. Opportunist is a lot of fun with all the fancy timing. Um, yeah, that would be. It's really cool to figure that out. And what I love in Neo 3 is that like deflect is a base thing. You can just like deflect like anything basically. Deflect projectiles, deflect elemental attacks. So it makes me wonder how Opportunist will evolve in Neo 3. Oh, Gan Ying, the fist guy? Yeah, from DLC 2. Dude, he was crazy. Whew. I think I finally caught up to chat, guys. I can take a deep breath. I can kind of relax now. Or can I? The answer is no, I cannot. Let's do Fist Spear since that was a request. I don't think I'll fight Shuten Doji, but I'll do Fist Spear. And split staff as a secondary in case I need a crutch. There. Yeah, Wolong wasn't like a bad game. It's like I would never say it's a bad game. I think for many people it just wasn't as good as Nioh 2, so they lost interest over time. Do I want to keep it Samade or do I want something else? Sure, what the hell, we'll keep it. They need to make Opportunist at least slightly better than Base Deflect. Yeah. I mean, shit, like, with the Dual Sword stuff I found out of bounds, Dual Swords has freaking, like, deflecting cut. Just like it was just like a free attack after every deflect. Maybe I missed it, but I noticed in the alpha that he seemed to have removed the plus 50 life type upgrades from the skill tree. And only have the skills and the abilities themselves in it. Yeah, I think so. I think they're gonna probably shift that to the skills management. Not necessarily the samurai tree. Which I'm more than happy with. Very necessary fireball, let's go. Hits. Oh, I thought I was fine. Oh shit, no! Oh, damn! That's all it takes. Oh shit. God damn it. Not a bad way to win. Alright, let's see what I missed. Gosh, I can't wait in Nioh 3 to do Beyond Infinity and then switch to Ninja Style and do Limitless. I hope that's possible. It'd be crazy. Oh, hate this guy. The, the monkey summon's such a pain in the ass. I know it is. The music here is such a banger. Yeah, it really is. I like the music. Sokujiro is only fun to fight in co-op. The spam tech, yeah, pretty much. I don't like his fight. Not too shabby. Spear Flourish and Frost Moon is gonna be crazy. I know. Ryoman again. Ah, damn it. You got me. I'll check your fists guide out again. Do you cover Unbroken how to get the stacks? Yeah. I believe I do. But basically you just have to chain different skills. Just chain different skills together. It's actually not that difficult to get stacks if that's what you're aiming for. It's really not. It's just getting stacks fluidly in combat with everything can be challenging. So for example, you can do... what you can do is you can just, if you want to get stacks really fast, you could do defensive drop and then do sunrise and then go back to defensive drop and then sunrise over and over again. Yeah, I wouldn't really focus on the stacks. What's this boss rush mode and how do I access it? You get access to the underworld once you get to Dream of the Nioh, I believe. Then you can just keep ascending floors and things like that and doing a bunch of levels if you like. I like to dodge cancel his spin AoE. Ooh, very nice. Oh shit. Depths, yeah, once you beat floor 108, you get the depth, but the boss rush is still is pretty much the same type of stuff. The depths are even in the underworld. Fine, Tsuchigoma will play your way. Ah. You never understood how to use dual hatchets until now? Hey, you learned, right? How does it feel to be able to use them? Oh, I didn't do Unryoki in time. Not dodging at the right time. Ah, really? Semi-decent finisher, I guess. Alright, that's floor 5. Hatchets are a little tricky. Because they're very, like, hit and run. That's what I would say. I would say just treat them like hit and run. Hit and run weapons. But, so like, when you're at a distance throwing the hatchets, like, keep into it. But eventually it kind of gets a little dry. And you're into melee pressure. Then just use the melee shit that it has. It's like, hatchets, the way that I view it, is basically 2 different toolkits mixed into one. So you'll see moments where I'm just throwing hatchets when I'm far away. And then you'll see me come closer to an enemy and do a lot of the real heavy hitter things. And then back away. And then just like go in and out. So I'll show you kind of like how I do it against a Yoki. See, like, I'm keeping my distance. Oops, with that. That's one way to do it. So yeah, just kind of some sample hatchet combos. There's a lot. And then item cancels, which are very popular, are definitely can work too. And it gets wilder when you start including yokai abilities into it too. This weapon is weird compared to other ones, no doubt. Can you show off Switchglaive? Yeah, sure. I feel like item cancels, sheath cancels, and same weapon flash attacks are so integral to hatchets. I guess I haven't really had that experience, to be very upfront. I gotta show off some of the more fancier shit. They suck without it? I've never felt that way, to be honest. I'm spamming yokai cancel though. I mean, I do that with everything. Technically. Like, I pretty much always do that. I encourage people to use yokai abilities. Yeah, so there's some Switchclave stuff. Here's a fun combo. Do I like Split Staff? I think Split Staff's great. I think Split Staff's amazing. I like my least favorite weapon in the game is dual swords. I think dual swords are boring, so I just like don't like playing them. But here, I'll show you a little bit of Split Staff. Are you using that skills mod? Yeah, I am. Dual swords? Here. Dual swords are very powerful. But like, oh man, do I get bored. This is with the skill mod too. Like, that's as much variety as I can put on them. Like, to me, there's just not much of a moveset. The skill expansion mod helps, but it's really not that much. Sadly. So, yeah. I think, yeah, duels is fun as a secondary, but not a primary. Like, they're fun to, like, throw in, but individually, not for me. Tonfas does get repetitive as well. Not gonna lie. Like, they're effective. Like, dual swords is effective. A lot of the weapons are effective, but they're not nearly as fun. I actually like Axe. The Sarigama I like. I'm just not that good at it. Dual swords versus Shutendoji's torture. DLC 2 version. Yeah, axe moves are a little tricky. Yeah, axe is fun, but it's a little difficult. Alright. Let me see how much time I have left. Oh shit, I need to get going because I gotta go make dinner. Okay. What's the best way to reach endgame in the underworld? I mean, it's just gonna be grinding, truth be told. Getting some better loot, getting to Dream of the Nioh difficulty. And then eventually you'll unlock the underworld. It's just loot grind at that point. Okay, so... what do I plan for Nioh 3? That's what the stream today was talking about, Gershon. I was trying to plan out what sorts of content I should start creating, and I was talking about the big picture, like, vision for the channel today. Hi, I'm new. Just downloaded the game yesterday, and it's super hard but satisfying. Just curious, what tips would you give a beginner like me to get a better hang of the combat? So here's one of the biggest things I would recommend players to do if they're just starting out. So there are two major dimensions to gameplay. Here, I'll just use these. There's two major dimensions to gameplay. There's of course your weapons, which will use all your ki, right? And learning how to manage that ki is of course very important. So you have tools such as Ki Pulse, of course, which you'll want to learn. Eventually you can start getting spicy with Flux, which is basically you switch to a different stance. And if you do that on a Ki Pulse, you get ki back. But I won't go too much in depth with this. But basically there's learning how to use your weapon, learning how to use the stances, learning how to use the Ki Pulse and things of that nature to maintain your ki. So that's like one big aspect of gameplay that I would recommend you focus on. The second thing I would encourage you to do is get comfortable with the new dimension that is added in Nioh 2, which are these things you can see over here called the yokai abilities. So you'll get a bunch, so you probably have one of these 3 starting spirits. For example, if you took this one, you might get a skill like this. So I would encourage you to use these yokai abilities, which will use your purple bar. So you've got your green bar, which is ki, and then your purple bar, which is anima. And I would encourage you to use these yokai abilities regularly. Don't necessarily try to save up your purple bar all the time. One caveat is keep it above like 1 anima so that you have the option to burst counter at all times. But definitely make a habit of using your yokai abilities. You don't want to necessarily all the time keep your anima full, your purple bar full. And here's why I say that for combat flow. So pay attention to my yokai, pay attention to my ki. I'm going to try to deplete it as much as I can. Alright, I'm just going to attack a bunch. Alright. Alright. Now look at my ki regenerating as I'm using a yokai ability. Alright. So, even if you're not perfect with all the ki pulses and stuff like that, you can use a yokai ability, and during that animation, you will get ki back. And so what can happen in a simple way to put it is, use your ki, of course, to deal damage, use your weapon as much as you can. And then that'll help you gain some anima, just by virtue of hitting an enemy. And then with your anima, use it to help you regenerate ki, just as a byproduct. And then you can kind of just like go back and forth and manage your yokai abilities, manage so that you can do a lot of damage, a lot of more power, full output of that, and then use those in conjunction with your normal active skills. And then once you can work with those two dimensions, your combat flow is going to go really crazy fast. So I'll just show you a sample of what is possible. So that's one example. And there's another example as well. So yeah, I'm using both dimensions. I'm of course being very creative with my gameplay, but I'm doing a lot of back and forth in terms of I'm using lots of attacks and I'm using lots of yokai abilities, synergizing them well together to come up with all sorts of creative options that you could see there. I hope that helps. Oh, and yeah, this move, totally stolen from Devil May Cry. No shame, and I'm so glad they did it. Oof, so good. Alright, time for me to dip out. Alright. I think that's going to be it today. Thank you guys so much for watching, for being here. I didn't expect to stream as long as I did. Yeah. That should be pretty fun. I will see, of course, everyone later. Take care and bye.